Hey all, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 3. We're being given a bit of a run around here. There's no, direct access to Boo's door, unfortunately. We have to chase it manually.
You know, I would have imagined, and far be it from me to be the CEO of, gigantic laugh energy conglomerate, but you would imagine by now they would have some sort of filing system in order to pull out particular doors, like IDs to which worlds it leads to and things like that, just to bring it up automatically in the system. I guess that's not exciting enough, but far be it from me to not be practical.
Well, that's the thing, they kind of do, but I guess something is manipulating the system. By the way, if you were paying very close attention, I set the shortcuts wrong in the wrong menu there. So, yeah, I'm going to be using fire for a little bit until NDUM64 realizes his mistake.
At least with the different menus, again, you can switch the shortcut menu on the fly, so you don't have to necessarily jump back into the menu to set it up the way you want. So that's not too bad.
Now, I don't know why it doesn't, automatically, upgrade itself in the menu. I've, heard people mention that maybe, it's so you can have, Fire, Firer, and Firearger in the same shortcut menu. I don't know about that. It strikes me as a little bit counterintuitive, but, again, far be it for me to question the actions of a major corporation.
Yeah, after all, they are absolutely infallible and perfect. I think with that, because again, as you're upgrading the different spells, they do cost more MP. And I would imagine the main uses for kind of having it separate would be just, A, being customizable, that's always nice. B, maybe low-level runs, or challenge runs, or things like that. So, yeah. I mean, it's good to have the option. It's not really a game breaker.
No, not at all. God, at this point with Fire, we can start getting Fire Auger and whatnot before we even actually get it in-game, but I'm a little bit angry right now. I'm going to have to vent a little bit. You might want to cover Boo's eyes. This is not for children.
I don't know. I think it's hilarious, and no doubt kids would love it.
Yes, the action violence variant of Sora. And if you'll excuse me for a minute, lads, I think I found a hidden emblem. Do you know where it is?
If I stall long enough, perhaps I can... Oh, I see it.
Let's see.
Such a fuck-ass, though?
A fuck-ass, that's a new one.
Well, yeah, I gotta get inventive and whatnot. When you're doing commentary at 7 parts a shot, sometimes you have to reach into the nethersphere of your mind, and, oh, we're in the lower level of the corporation now.
You definitely do want to kind of explore these thoroughly. There's a lot of good places to kind of run up and check out. You can get some good bonuses here and there.
What is a bonus, Hell Dragon? Oh my god, I
don't like
no, I'm angry because I bought the Star Shield earlier, and I literally find the plus variant in a fucking chest.
I hate that shit, yeah. I kind of wish maybe they did more to kind of tie these really good upgrades to the worlds themselves. Because, you remember when we were at Olympus, they did the whole forging thing with the shield. Donald got nothing for some reason, and then again, you just find an upgrade in a random chest, so a little inconsistent.
Now, is this the right door? It has the flowers on and everything, but perhaps there are shenanigans abound?
He had to lie fucking flat to make sure they didn't accidentally graze against him.
Yeah, that's a good point. There was actually a pretty funny Easter egg in the original film where he turns into Andy from Toy Story's wallpaper or whatnot with the clouds.
Oh yeah, I remember that bit. I think that was when he was getting his ass beat at the end of the movie, right?
I think it was either there or earlier on where they're gearing up to start scaring for the day. But either way, it's a nice little reference, a callback, as it were. Wait, where are we right now? Is this just the janitor's closet?
Who cares? All that matters is that it's the last turn that you losers are ever gonna take.
Randall.
Well, again, lack of Steve Buscemi. The guy that got to replace him for this one. I actually did a little bit of listening. I was kind of listening it with the original. You make do? I mean, you have to kind of make do again to have Randall back into the plot, so I'll live.
He lacks Buscemi's edge, I think. Even in Monsters University, where Randall was actually a nice guy, he still had that bite to him. You know why he squints, by the way?
Why does he squint?
Because because he needs glasses.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember. I mean, with what I do know about Monsters University, he was wearing glasses in that. Actually, I still think you could use contacts, but I don't personally wear contacts. But I still wear my glasses. I don't know. It's your eyes. You do whatever you want.
Laughs. I'm after negative emotions.
You know, the feeling like when you don't get what you want for Christmas, when your chicken is overcooked, that sort of thing.
Just harness pure depression energy. I'm sure that'll get you places.
Well, depression stays a lot longer in your system than a happy emotion will, I can tell you that much.
Laughter's just not sustainable.
Oh god. Is he trying to, like, incur an energy crisis? That very nearly happened in the original film.
Yes, but don't you want good, clean laughter energy?
Something that really breaks.
What if there's global warming in the monsters world?
Sad forever.
That's a good question, actually. I mean, we can only assume so much with how our real-world issues bleed over into that.
Yeah. Sora walks over ready to fucking kill a dude.
I'm kind of surprised he hasn't at this point. He's like, I am fucking done with you shitheads.
Every single major line game, or mainline game, even, I lose my powers, I have to start from square one. I'm kind of getting sick of this at this point.
For the rest of you too.
I'd like to point out, he cannot teleport. He just turned invisible and, I guess, stood still.
Yeah, but then immediately he's on the radio, so he must have bolted to the radio control room in that few seconds just to talk to these people.
Yeah, it's just like, you just hear him running down the corridor.
He's like, Randall, we can hear you, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't cloak that shit.
We have got to get Boo to safety first.
Yeah, Boo is number one priority here. Numero uno, child one.
The last Dora. We must save the last Dora. There must always be an explorer.
Okay. Did I just run past a massive chest? I think I did.
Oh my god, Tom.
I'm sorry, okay. It was right there, it bled into my peripheral vision, and I couldn't see it. It's just a map. We don't need the map. This place is a series of corridors.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And, you know, sometimes, obviously, with these corridors, some stuff can blend together. So it can be hard to tell, so I don't necessarily blame you.
And I don't blame people who think, like, this level design is a little bit samey and repetitive. What makes it up for me is just, you know, the camaraderie with Mike and Sully. The set pieces will get, like, later on and whatnot, and, like, the music's great, and I just like the visual presentation of the whole thing. And the fact we just get to go through Monsters fucking Inc. as a factory is pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, that's my big thing about it. It's going through, again, the Monsters Inc. world, going through the factory itself. I definitely understand the complaint about the environments being a little samey. There are some better set pieces kind of later on, but there is a lot of industrial stuff, so again, no big problem if you're not really a big fan of that all the time. But for me, again, just because I enjoy Monsters Inc. so much, it was otherwise a treat.
I guess Randall has teamed up with GLaDOS here. We're going to have to solve some portal puzzles to get through safely.
Oh, these are more like Robotnik kind of death traps, don't you think? Although, now that I think about it, it would be super interesting if that did happen, and then that means we get, like, badniks, like slicers.
Yeah, good point, good point. There was actually a series of comics where Randall teams up with Sid from Toy Story. I don't know, have you ever read these?
I have read those, actually. It's been a while, but they did do a crossover with Toy Story, and I thought it was pretty good.
I'm not entirely sure how canon that is, so yeah, let's not add it to the wiki just yet.
So with this, you pretty much have to slide through these areas and shoot your way past these obstacles, otherwise the laser will hit you, and they do a fuckload of damage, so you actually legit want to avoid these.
You can just jump past them if you're savvy enough, but I didn't want to, you know, take any risks in one, especially on Proud mode, and, you know, even if it seems like a good run to you, if I clip the geometry too many times, if I get hit too much, I just feel like it's not really worth keeping in, you know? We call that the Let's Player's Dilemma, by the way.
There's a dilemma now?
You wouldn't know, because you don't fucking record anything.
I've recorded a few things here and there years ago, but what's important is that you can't just make up a phrase and have it be an official thing. It's got to have evidence, you know?
Yeah, it's funny, just thinking of like our dynamic with Mike and Sully. Who do you think you would be in that duo?
That's a good question. Because I don't match either of them, really. It's kind of hard to tell.
Are you absolutely sure about that?
Alright, who do you think it is?
Okay, well, before I say, I want people in the comment section, just write it down now. Who do you think I am out of Mike and Sully, and who do you think Helldragon is out of Mike and Sully? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm Sully and you're Mike.
You know, first off, they could have paused the video, and they don't necessarily have to rely on that countdown. I'm more Mike than Sully, I'll give you that. Again, I just don't mash them either one as much, but I can kind of see it a little bit.
Perhaps you are a fusion of the two. Mully, or even better, Psych.
Fooled you!
Yeah, you're Psych. Let's live with that.
Now back there, you did do something very good when that tentacle crab motherfucker, whatever his name is, was kind of doing its combo. You just blocked it all, and that left it wide open.
Oh, hell yeah. Here's a little bit of Mirage Staffy. I've been meaning to show it off. Check this shit out.
As soon as he shoots. Okay, well, most of it was off screen, but again, it's still a very useful attack.
It's the thought that counts, okay? And I'm glad we go to the ethereal dimension when this tower sprouts up, so we don't have to, incur any damages. That, Sully will probably play for us, but I don't want to be in debt to a friend.
I was kind of surprised, yeah, when the tower went up, you didn't just smush into the ceiling there.
That would be really funny if, like, a 1 in 1 million chance of that happening and the finisher failing.
And during all this, Randall is like shit-talking you over the PA. He's got a variety of comments, but they start to run together pretty quick, especially if you're, like me, and you were trying to kind of really dig through the whole place to get everything.
Yeah, he's like, well, now the game begins. Hey, fuck-ass, I see you there.
Now you're starting to sweat. I'm like, yes, I am, good sir.
Well, it is Florida, so you're not wrong there.
Hey, we got the AC on for a reason.
Wait, the power's out again.
Alright, let's punch Donald in the chest until Boo laughs. What are you looking for, Mike? What is it?
Bingo.
Ah, the painting booth.
Huh?
How will that help us?
That's convenient, but at the same time, they sequester it to the back for some reason.
I will say, pacing-wise for these cutscenes, I'll agree with people, there is a lot of go-to place. Cutscene of these guys saying, we gotta get Boo home, fight guys, corridor, we gotta get Boo home, fight these guys. But you know what? That's just the thing without context. The context is what makes it endearing.
They do have to rely a lot on the let's make Boo laugh to power something mechanic. It does come up a few times, and I can definitely understand, of course, that can get a little samey and old after a while, but a lot of it just kind of hinges, again, on how you really feel about the original movie.
Look at these fools. What a couple of jokesters.
Man, I rolled this rare Sully color in my game, so I feel pretty proud about myself.
They look like goddamn dream ears.
They kind of do, yeah.
Work, guys.
I wonder if that was the point. No, Tom, no. Bad guy. No, don't add that to the lore wiki.
And if you turn around, hopefully you'll turn around, because I wanna show them Mike and Sully. Yeah, they will actually retain their these colors for a bit.
Okay. Not too long. We can't have anything too cool.
Well, I wouldn't call it cool. It's just simply some kaleidoscope paint they slopped all over themselves.
Fair dues, mate, fair dues.
I did have a question for you. Outside of, obviously we've been upgrading the Keyblades, but did you really bother to forge anything? I kind of didn't. A few things here and there when it was convenient, but mostly I was just looking for more, fluoride to upgrade my Keyblades.
Once again, fluorite. Fluoride is something entirely different, but I think I prefer the system in Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's not to say the one in 3 is, bad in any way. It's just I poured most of my resources into upgrading the Keyblades, which is a great system, and like I said, you can use the Kingdom Key the entire game if you want, and it will never be any less versatile. That's the mark of a good, well-balanced system.
I think I would have preferred it, again, kind of explained it back in Olympus, where, because again, it is still dependent on resources, and then you still end up kind of neglecting a few Keyblades. I would have preferred if there was a separate upgrade system and then a separate cosmetic system that you can put together, so you can make your Keyblade look like whatever you want, but it can do whatever you need it to do for its abilities.
You're wanting Nero's sword from DMC5, aren't you?
Not really, because that idea I just explained is a lot more customizable.
Okay. Always running. Running to nowhere, finding children.
Ah, there you are.
They look ridiculous. And here's Karma to balance things out.
Well, we had to skimp on the budget somewhere.
So is that just plain water, or did you collect the tears of children as well?
I'm sure it's some magic monster mineral water that got filtered down from volcano rocks.
Yeah, who are living, by the way. They're volcano monsters.
Grab life by the conkers!
Thank you.
Sully, let's get her out of here.
See what I mean? Walk into room, heartless, we gotta get Boo out of here.
They did kind of cripple with the fact that they kind of have to protect like a 2-year-old a lot, so...
There we go. Just complete your photo mission while I'm on the job, it's fine.
He's kind of slipping in there during my hearty business of killing some motherfuckers.
Now, Ever After is more of a magic-based Keyblade. I wouldn't recommend being like N-Tom64 and using it for melee, but hey, what do I know? Have a bit of flare force in your face.
But remember, magic is really good in this game, so... At that point, you'd be using just the sword strikes as a backup tool, while your main method of damage is magic. That's tasty, though.
It is. I want Randall to be a professional commentator. He could be like a shock jock or something.
Shock jock, or coming on wrestling, that's always nice. At least he had more of a ceiling here to do this attack.
Yeah, very true, mate, very true. God, they're just throwing these attractions at me. Like, all the enemies are dead now, I don't need them.
Yeah, and it's one of the worst ones, too. Now, I'm listening to the music here, and I could have sworn, I think it's original, but I think it's also calling back to, and I'm trying to remember the exact world where this comes up. Like the Beauty and the Beast world, sort of, like there's some callbacks to that. Do you hear it in that, or is it just me?
I don't really hear, but I felt the same thing when we were going through Corona, honestly. A lot of it reminded me of Neverland from Birth by Sleep. It's obviously just a coincidence, but you play enough games, you hear similarities in music from time to time.
And this one's a little trickier because, again, even though you're fighting Heartless, the walls are electrified, so you do want to watch out. It is good, actually, you had Magic Carousel, because it is an area attack, which can help out a lot. Other than that, you're just free to spam Thunder, even though there are some enemies that are obviously more resistant to it.
This is a bit ridiculous at this point. Like, you gave me like 2 attractions in a row, although to be fair, I did have one ready and locked and loaded, and I think it's time for a bit of a Scream Strike. Bleh! I'm not a scary monster. I'll never be a scary monster.
You threw him into the wall. What's wrong with you?
I was just getting him out of the way, and Sully just, like, stomped a bitch.
I do like the Thunder Heartless, because they have, like, their little halos around them, but they use them like chains to do, like, melee attacks, and it looks neat.
Yeah, I wonder what was with the aesthetic change. Do you think it was just to make them more easy to see on, like, the more chaotic fights and whatnot? Because either way, it looks great.
I think because those little Black Mage Heartless, those were always kind of boring enemies, so I do appreciate the new additions. And again, it does help make them easier to see, which is helpful.
This again?
It's okay. I am ready to slide like Will Smith in a 1990s action flick.
Pretty sure the control panel
Which
for
one?
This place is upstairs.
I don't know. You put me on the spot and now I'm paralyzed with fear.
I'm serious, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is like Bad Boys.
Was that in the 90s? That's like early 2000s, isn't it?
Man, Bad Boys 1 was like 96. I'm gonna go pull this up for you.
Okay, aren't they working on Bad Boys 3 right now?
Are they?
I don't know, I'm just saying words.
Bad Boys is 95, yeah, so it counts. Bad Boys 2 is 2003.
There you go. Every time I hear, like, Bad Boys, and I don't know why we're on this tangent, we'll get off it soon, I just think of Hot Fuzz. You ain't seen Bad Boys 2. What a fucking great flick that is. Yeah, it's funny, people told me I look like Nick Frost, but I think that's a bit of an insult to the man, because he's got a kind of roguish charm to him, whereas I'm more like a pimply rock that's kind of been left out in the sun too long, and moss has grown on it, and I'm not really sure where I'm going with this anymore.
Well, I was gonna call you just a rogue without the charm, but that description was actually more worse.
More worse indeed. The only thing worse than my face is your grammar.
I guess we'll just have to make do, won't we?
Indeed we will, my friend, indeed. Randall, you can't stop us. Why haven't you just shut down the factory completely? Lock every door, you know, shut the power off. That way we won't be able to break through any, like, security system.
But how's he gonna use the lasers to kill them then? Well, I guess he could use the Heartless, but still.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, whatever, I have a high potion now, so Randall can go F himself. You haven't taken revenge yet. Revenge is ongoing.
Yeah, dude, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure I'm clearing all of your exciting challenges and obstacles to make this a challenging but beatable level.
Randall's deadly speed traps. Brilliant. Alright, folks, we'll see you next time when our tour of the Monsters Inc. factory continues. Goodbye for now.